Okay, now there's been a lot of talk about the legalization of cannabis for medicinal purposes. Well, right now there is a woman called Vera Twomey. She's the mother of Ava, and Ava, who is 7, suffers from something called Dravet syndrome. And Vera is walking currently from her home in County Cork to Dublin, to Leinster House, to get little Ava the treatment that she needs. And she's on the phone to us now. Hi, Vera.
Hello, good morning.
How are you? Are you well today?
I've got tonsillitis, which is not great. Got a big wetting yesterday.
Oh no! Yeah, well, it's going to be difficult to feel sick when you're trying to do what you're trying to do and walk all the way to Dublin. Where on your walk are you right now?
We're just making our way into care.
Okay, well let's go back to the start, because I want to tell people about your story, and more particularly Ava's story. Tell us about Ava and the condition she has.
My daughter Ava, she's 7 now since the end of November last, and Ava has a condition called Dravet syndrome, and it basically is an intractable drug-resistant form of epilepsy. And what has happened, my daughter, over the last 7 years, is she's made her way through every available pharmaceutical medication and diet and treatment and therapy, and inevitably each one of the medications fails. Have you seen a seizure?
I've seen an epileptic seizure, all right. Yeah, I don't know about a Dravet syndrome one.
Oh yeah, well, like we say, a seizure now that you would have seen. One of the big ones where someone would fall to the ground and that their body would shake.
Yeah.
Ava could have over 20 of those in a day, and that was happening from the time she was 6 months old.
And how did her seizures change when she took the CBD oil?
So Dave, like the thing is that she started the CBD oil, the Charlotte's Web is the brand that we're on, and in October, in the whole month, she's 7 seizures.
From 20 a day to 7 in a month.
That's exactly right. And like, just to kind of put it into some kind of perspective maybe for you, Ava goes to school. She has a fabulous school inside in Ballincollig, and Ava's teacher did a report for us on Ava's progress since she began the CBD oil last October. And in that report, she stated that Ava has made more progress since last October than she has done in the previous 2 years.
Unbelievable. Well, obviously, you know, her in herself, her body is doing so well, and she's so happy that she's in a state where she can actually start to learn things.
That's it. Like, she's got a break, she's got a chance, and she's got the space to have an opportunity to get to school, you know, nearly every day.
So what is the problem then, Vera? If the CBD oil is working, why are you marching to Dublin?
I'm marching to Dublin because CBD is effective in our situation, but there are no guarantees with CBD. There are a lot of people out there that have tried the same CBD that we've had, and they haven't had the same success that we've had. We've been very, very fortunate that this is working so effectively for Ava.
So,
but other people with children that have this condition find that the addition of THC, which is tetrahydrocannabinoid in its long name, if that's introduced in with the CBD, the two of those constituents work together more effectively to ease seizures and inflammation and all other conditions like that.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we're missing is, you see, the neurologists are not in a position to be able to prescribe a product with THC in it because it's not a legal substance. So that's why we're calling on the minister to change the legislation to allow the neurologists the opportunity to get the training and to be allowed to consider medicinal cannabis, including the CBD and THC, as an option for patients like Ava and other patients as well.
So does Ava require the stronger THC version of the cannabis oil?
Based on the research that I've done and the reports that we've read, she would have more success with the introduction of the THC. If I had access, she might have 2 in a month. She might have none in a month. Who knows how many she'd have? Would she have any? But based on the improvement that CBD is, it only makes good sense that the introduction of THC would improve things for her further.
And Vera, what about the report then that came out a little while back that said that it was a government-led report that said that there was going to be or that it cautiously advised for the restricted use of cannabinoid medicines and that kind of thing. Was that any use to you guys?
No, because the thing is that report is allowing for people looking for the side effects of chemotherapy, for people with MS and for people with intractable epilepsy to put forward a compassionate exemption application. But the compassionate exemption application that we attempted to put forward, it took us from June of 2016 last to find out the criteria necessary to look into getting a compassionate exemption. They told us from the HSE last June that we needed a paediatric neurologist. I spent the summer looking for a paediatric neurologist and discovered that the obstacles in the way of them putting in the application for us are the lack of training, which now Ava has 2 neurologists, and both of them have said that they'd be very willing to go to another country or somewhere else to learn and to talk to other doctors regarding their experience with medicinal cannabis. So that's one thing. But the second issue is these neurologists aren't able to put in an application for us with a product containing THC because of the legality surrounding THC. Yeah.
One of the arguments put forward is that there is no real scientific evidence for the benefit of medicinal cannabis, and that's holding up the legislation in that a lot of it tends to be just anecdotal.
That's just simply not true. There's a remarkable amount of evidence out there. There really, really is. There is astronomical amount of evidence over in Canada. There's masses of information over in Germany. Like, for example, how could the German parliament put through legislation to allow medicinal cannabis to be allowed in their country if there wasn't significant amount of evidence to support it? How could Australia just recently have legislated completely for medicinal cannabis to be allowed in their country? And like, this is the point. My husband Paul is a diesel mechanic, right? And you know, he's got a kind of that job. You could emigrate to any country and you'd be guaranteed work. They're always looking for people with his skill set. And if we'd emigrated to Australia 10 years ago, we could be sitting over in Perth or sitting over in Sydney now, and we'd have access to medicinal cannabis for Ava. But we're not.
But
we're here.
You don't want to emigrate. I mean, you should be able to get it on your own doorstep. Isn't that your argument?
I'm a Havolagh woman. I'm a Cork woman. I'm an Irish woman. That's who I am. And like, our home is in Havolagh. That's where we're from. And we have a beautiful home. We live out in the middle of the country. We have wonderful neighbours. It's a great place to be. There's no justification to pick a little girl up and take her off to another country, to live in another country, with the lack of her close family, with the lack of people that love her. You know, because the love is crucial.
Yeah. Did you?
You know, like you're trying to bring on your kids every chance you get, and trying to just do everything you can for them. And it's the love and support that we've got and that Ava's got that surrounds her every day. Like even in our Lady Good Counsel in her school, you know, they're sensational. All of that. If you took off to some other country, you know, you may not have that wonderful support. You probably wouldn't, you know.
Did you video one of Ava's seizures and send them to Simon Harris?
Yes.
And what was his reaction?
He said to me that he saw it. I think his words were that it was very distressing. Gino Kenny is here with me at the moment. I just asked him. Yeah.
And I mean, do you have any sympathy for him in how difficult it is to get this kind of legislation through when you are dealing with an illegal substance?
Do I have sympathy for Simon? Yeah, I do, I suppose. Do you know, I mean, I do. Like, but my sympathy for Ava is considerably more than my sympathy for Simon. Because, I mean, my daughter's life is on the line here. It's not an easy situation that we've been dealing with here for the last 7 years. And we've no option. And, like, I've brought them the answer. We know this works. I mean, I never dreamed in a million years that CBD alone could change Ava's life the way that it has. But it has. And it's tantalizingly close, like, to know that CBD has done this for her. and that there's another product out there, you know, that's just not here, but other people in other countries have it. And why can't they just help us? I asked them at the meeting on Thursday, give me an avenue to go down, and I will do anything for the child. Paul and I and our family, we'll do anything for the child. But I draw the line at leaving this country. It is not appropriate to take your children away from their home. You know, the government are supposed to be there to help us. And like, they need to sort this out. I'm walking to Dublin. I'm starting again in care today. Brian is here with me. Gino is here as well. We're beginning again, and I can't turn around. Because if I turn around and go back to Habollock without what Ava needs, what am I going home to?
You mentioned you've other kids there. What are their names?
Sophia is 5, Michael is 4, and Elvira May is 2.
And who's looking after them while you're making this trek?
My mother is carrying the can, and we have great neighbours and we have great friends, but like, it's not easy to walk out with your kids, you know, like, I mean, the way I'm kind of looking at it at the moment, you know, like, Ava needs me more at the moment than any of them. She needs this help, and I have to do this. But you know, I want to go home. I don't want to be out on the road like this. I don't want to be doing this so publicly. I would have rather to resolve this quietly and privately. But they said no, and I asked them. I said to him, give me another avenue to go down, please. Tell me some other way. Tell me what to do, and I'll do it. And there was nothing. And he emailed, like, and you know, that was good. Like, that was, you know, an email. But there's nothing in it. It's just, I'm working on this. I'm making efforts, but it's the legislation needs to change. The consultants want to help. They care about Ava. They're thrilled with her progress. They're fascinated with her progress. And I suppose they're thinking about all the other little children that they've got on their books in the CUH and in the other hospitals like that could benefit from this. And I don't know what more to say to you. Like, they just need to legislate to help us, please.
When do you think you're going to arrive at Leinster House?
Tuesday, I think. Based on where we're going, but yeah, we're on our way.
Yeah. Are you looking for support along the way?
Oh God, yes, please. I'm looking for. I'd ask people out there, you know, wherever you are, if you have time to send an email to your local politician. Doesn't matter what party, all the parties, all of them. Excuse me, to say please do something. Please ask the politicians to stand up above in the Dáil and say, help this little girl. Because it isn't just Ava, like, there's people in every constituency in the country that have an aunt or an uncle or a sister or a brother or somebody that could benefit from this. And I'd say to people, I don't know the email addresses of all the politicians, but I know Simon's email. It's simon.harris@oir.ie. And please, send an email, make a phone call, or, you know, just one effort from everybody would mean so much.
Well, Vera, what you're doing is incredible. I'm sure anybody who has children knows that they would do anything for them, or even if they have little brothers or sisters or nieces and nephews, you know what you would do.
Yeah.
It is incredible to see someone doing, you know, whatever you can do for your daughter Ava.
And we hope the tonsillitis doesn't get too bad in your journey to Dublin, and keep us posted. We'll be keeping an eye on you as well.
Thank you very much. We'll see you someday, so.
Okay, Vera, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.